Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about Jaruma, Queen of the North. Now, Jaruma, for some of you who don't know, Jaruma is one of the first people that started, or one of the ladies in the North that blew selling kayamata. Now, there are lots of people who sell kayamata in the North, but Jaruma took hers to the next level when she started selling online. She got married and people felt, oh my God, kayamata works, because she is a very good advertiser. So she advertised kayamata, talking about how good it is. You can get any man with kayamata. When she got married, people felt, okay, Jaruma got married to somebody that is wealthy, so she must have used her product to get the guy. So kayamata started selling like fire. Now, let me explain what kayamata is. Now, kayamata in the North basically is a lubricant. But that is the base, the basic use of kayamata. But people have changed it to kind of mean a whole different things. Like people are now saying that, oh, kayamata, they have added jazz to it, or they have added a black magic to it, and they've made it more of man-catching kind of product. But basically, kayamata is a lubricant for females. Now, when Jaruma started selling kayamata, she was very successful, and people loved her because she's very controversial. Jaruma can lie for Africa. Jaruma, she made money, but what Jaruma presented to social media was very far from what she was making. Jaruma was traveling almost every week. She made money and she lived her life. Now, when kayamata went to a different level was when Jaruma paid Regina Daniels. Now, Regina Daniels got married to her husband, I think 2018, 2019. So when she got married to her husband, I mean, she was about 18, 19, and her husband, a billionaire and a politician in Nigeria, was in his 60s or 70s. So Jaruma paid Regina Daniels for adverts, and that was how she did an advert for Jaruma, and that went viral because a whole lot of people, Nigerians are superstitious. So they said that maybe Regina Daniels used kayamata to get her husband, Ned Muku. So sales went crazy. Now, after a couple of weeks, I think Regina Daniels and her husband did not like what was going on, how they were being portrayed, that Regina Daniels used kayamata to get her husband. So that kind of went left, and they decided not to fulfill the obligation because I think Jaruma said she paid them for 3, 4, 5 posts on their social media, and Regina Daniels did just one. I think it was because of the backlash that she got from saying that, so small girl like you use kayamata to get an old man. Anyway, now they had a bit of an issue, and Ned Nwoko arrested Jaruma. So Jaruma spent some time in police cell, came out, and she did more videos of saying that, oh, she's living lavishly and all that. Now, when all these things was going on, according to Jaruma, she met somebody who introduced her to drugs, because I think that was when, when all this, she was now getting bashed online, her marriage ended. So a lot of things were going on at that point, because people said, okay, if you're selling kayamata and your husband, you can't even keep your husband, then there's a problem. Kayamata was not be working. So she was going through her marriage or her divorce, family issues. Ned Nwoko locked her up. So I think at that point she needed kind of an escape. So Jaruma said a friend of hers introduced her to, or kind of gave her, laughing gas. She started with laughing gas, and then she progressed to, injections, of hard drugs. Now, she said that for the past 3 years, she's been in rehab. She's trying to clean up, and now Jaruma is back and trying to tell us her story. Now, watch the exclusive she gave to blogger Stella Dimokokos Rokos. Watch this.
Hi everyone, this is a Stella Demukoko exclusive. I can only do this for SDK. So what happened, it actually started with the poor billionaire's wife, when the friendship started, a lot of people warned me, and like people were like, she does drugs, so I should be careful so that she doesn't initiate me, you know. So I jokingly said, oh, something I didn't do in secondary school, something I didn't do in university, is it now after getting married and after having kids that I'll do it, you know. So I just laughed it off. I didn't take it serious. I'll be like, no, you guys don't worry, I'll be safe. And yeah, like the way people said, okay, so she does loud, that's the drug that she takes. So, and just like people predicted, you know, she was like, everything I'm going to say in this Stella Demikoko exclusive, I'm going to post on my page videos so that you can see petitions to the IG of police, and then those I sued to courts and stuff like that, everything. So as we're going, I'm going to be uploading everything so that you can see. So it first initially started with the drinking of alcohol. I'm a Muslim, so I can't drink alcohol, so I'm going to post a video where she's like, oh, Jeremy, you have to drink this, Queen J, you have to drink this alcohol, you have to drink it, you know. She kept on trying to pass it over to me, and then I have to go, you know. And I did all my best to like wiggle my way out of the situation, and I know, you know, now I can't drink, I'm a Muslim and stuff like that, so that one passed. So normally days when she's like, oh, like maybe she passes loud to me, and I'm like, no babe, I'm good, thanks. I wasn't judging her then, I still don't judge her now, you know. So everybody has their own situation. This is my own story, and this is how everything started. So one day I went over to visit her, and then I saw like all of them with a lot of balloons, and in my head I was wondering, what are grown adults doing with balloons, you know. And then she was like, yo Kunja, you need to try this. So she did the instrument, you know, and then she blew up the balloon, and then she put it in my mouth, and she said, just inhale it, just breathe it in. And I did, and guys, I just felt like half of my brain just died. I was standing, so I started falling to my knees. I was falling like gently, gradually to my knees, and then my mouth shifted to the left, and then I started drooling, you know. So I just, when I go on my knees, I just lay down on the ground, and you know, I didn't even know where I was, like how, you know how it is. And then she was like, yeah, that's it, that's the feeling, that's the first time I felt that. This is what happens to everyone the first time you do it, but by the time you do it like 4 times, 5 times, you're gonna get used to, your system will get used to it, and then you're gonna become a professional. So after a while, after I got myself back from the floor, I was really upset because I told her that, you know, I refused to take alcohol from her, I refused to take loud from her. So I was really upset that she still had to find a way to give me the balloon, you know. And then I'm my mother's only child, so I've always been afraid of doing this, like since secondary school and university. It's like, it's gonna kill my mom, you know. I'm an only child, so I can't afford to like take any chances and stuff like that. So I was so mad. And then that was when I left, though. That was the last time I spoke to her face to face, like live, like in person. I was so upset, and I never spoke to her again after that. So I left. I left angrily. Then a few months later, there was a doctor. We saw a news on news platforms that someone went for BBL, and everybody was so angry with the doctor. They said her name is Dr. Anu, that Dr. Anu was quack, you know, she's not a good doctor, she killed someone and stuff like that. So she reached out to me on Instagram. I had never met her before, never spoken to her before. She reached out to me on Instagram DM, and she's like, oh Jaruma, look at everything that's happening, such like, I can't believe it, this person died, it wasn't my fault, like that. So I just like consoled her. I said, oh, don't worry, everything will be fine. I was in Dubai then. So I decided to come to Nigeria, and then when I came to Nigeria, she was the first person to come and see me. So when she came to see me, it was the same thing, you know, the same crying and everything. She felt so bad about the person dying and how everybody's attacking her. Oh, Jaruma, they're trying to bring me down, they're trying to bring down my business and tarnish my image. And I said, don't worry, everything's going to be okay, because even the best doctors in the world have had patients that have died. You know, life and death is in the hands of the creator and stuff like that. So we talked in general, we talked about life, we talked about business, we talked about relationships, marriages, divorce, kids and everything. And she was like, babe, if I do an injection for you, you're going to sleep like you've never slept before. You're going to forget all your problems. And I'm like, oh, you don't mean it? She's like, yeah. So, she's a medical doctor, so I didn't really think anything negative of it, right? And then she was like, bring your hand, bring her. I was sitting on the couch, and then she was like, come to your bed, come to your bed, come and sit on your bed, come and sit on your bed. I sat on my bed, and then she took my hand, and then she pushed in the injection. And the moment she started the injection, I just felt something from the back of my neck, like this, down to my shoulder, back of my shoulder. I was like, like the body had felt something it had never felt before. And as she was doing it, I was just like collapsing, like going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, down to my bed. And then I was knocked out, So I don't want to like exaggerate or so, but I think I was knocked out for like. It's really very difficult for me to talk about it. Very emotional, It's serious trauma for me. It's not something I want to talk about, and I can only do this for SDK, Stella Dominico. She's the only one I can like do this for, So it's such a terrible experience, and how I was trapped into it, So I was knocked out for like 2 weeks. I wouldn't like I would turn around, maybe Maltina, baked bread, but I would not like I could not like get up from the bed or sit down or like stand on my feet for like 2 weeks. So that was just how it started. It's actually a very long story. I'm gonna give it more like in details, but this was like the first maybe 8 minutes or 12 minutes for SDK, and then that was it. And then after 2 weeks, I was able to get myself back, and I was like trying to go to work, check the factory, the workers, my staff, and everything like that. And after like 3 weeks, I think something had happened, and I just said to myself, I don't think I want to do this. I just want to rest and I want to sleep. And then I then called her, that's Dr. Anu, and I think I sent her like to 820k. That was the first time I had actually purchased it from her. And then she came and she did some rounds for me of the injection and stuff like that, and then that was it. And then I just like started spiraling down. I just didn't even care about going to work anymore. I didn't want to work. It was just about the injections. Such a terrible experience, very difficult experience. You haven't seen me in like 3 years, so I had to like take 3 years off to get well, and then take a very long break. So that's how it started, and then the spiraling down. I didn't want to walk, I didn't want to do anything. It was just all about that. And then when I tried to stop, I became very sick. I started vomiting and purging, and my body would be shaking like I have like a fever or malaria or typhoid. Like I would become very sick, and then the only time you would get well is if you do the injection again. It's very difficult to talk about. Such a terrible experience, It's something I don't ever want to remember in my life like that. It's terrible. Terrible experience. Yeah. So I would get really sick, so I had to go back and do the injection again, and then there was something else I wanted to tell you about that, about falling sick and everything. So at a point, so when you do it, you get well, you feel better, then you don't sleep. But when you wake up from sleep, you feel just so sad and just so depressed and just so fed up, right? So I just got tired of it, and then so this is what happened. So I'll show you, like, when you have malaria, so one glass is called one ampoule. So one ampoule stopped working, I started doing 2 ampoules, 2 stopped working, I started doing 3 ampoules, 3 stopped working, I started doing, so when I did 5, I started, like jacking, and foam was coming out of my mouth, my eye was going back. Subhanallah. My eyes were, the black was going back, you could only see the white. Foam was coming out of my mouth, and like when you have epilepsy and they have to put like a spoon in your mouth. So they didn't put a spoon in my mouth, so I chewed my mouth and my tongue, so that morning it was like really swollen everywhere.
Now, hearing Jaruma's experience, I think fame, fortune, money sometimes is not enough. Sometimes you have to find purpose in life. Yes, Jaruma made money. Yes, Jaruma was one of the biggest influencers online or on social media. From I think 2015 to 2018, she was that big. She was making money. She was oppressing people. She was, Northerners are usually just calm and quiet, but Jaruma was, she was an influencer before influencer became a thing. So hearing her and hearing what she has gone through for the past 3 years, it saddens my heart, because at the end of the day, nobody prays for anybody to go through something like that. Wishing her quick recovery, and I'm hoping that Jaruma will bless our screen again. I mean, Kayamata, I don't think she will continue with Kayamata, because that one has casted. So I don't know if she will bring something up or something else and start selling. But Jaruma is that person that I know she will come up with something, and she will keep us entertained. Wishing her all the best. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Today's episode is once again sponsored by DDBC's Wigs. We sell wholesale, retail, and if you want to partner with us on a project, we are happy to do that. Our details are on the screen. Let us know what you want. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, and share. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.